Okay, so I'll give a little update on my last couple of therapy sessions. They've actually gone really well. After the first session, she gave me some forms to fill out, like self-reported behavioral things on a scale of 1 to 5. How do you feel about your sadness, sort of stuff. And the key things there are that I cry a lot. I think I've mentioned before. It's sort of strange for me, but I think that I just need to let myself cry with some of these things. And another thing that she noticed was something that I had suspected, and she confirmed that I am a little bit depressed. I'm not like, what do you call it, on the far spectrum of being depressed, but I'm showing some elements of withdrawal. So that makes sense. So if you don't hear from me for a couple of months, that's probably tracks. But I think that I'm just going into a little bit of a cocoon, which contributes to my loneliness a bit. But I think that I have to go away for a bit and just work on myself. And that's kind of sad for me because I want to be a better friend to those around me, because there's a lot of people around me that are hurting too. And but like I said, I suppose I have to help myself first. So self-care, I'm finding, is really not just selfless care, but I think it's essential. It's important to take care of your own mental health. I mean, don't withdraw completely, um, but I think that a little bit I will. So if you don't hear from me, I think that's probably why. Um, and I think it's okay, because I'm going to be working on some things. But I'll still post videos. Here, as I want to share this experience with you guys. So, meaning, if you don't hear from me, if you're one of my close friends and you don't hear from me for a while, that's why. But I'll still be posting videos. Um, so those are the two main things that she mentioned from the self-reported survey. So that I am a little bit depressed. Nothing to be super concerned about. It's within the range of, just outside of the range of normal in terms of not being depressed, I guess. The other thing is that I cry a lot, so we're going to address some of those things. And um, there was a third thing there, but I forget. So it'll come back to me. So then we talked about what we're going to do for the next session, which is what just happened yesterday. And that session, she anticipated that I was going to have to say some things that are going to be scary and hard for me, which she was right. So in preparation of that, we created a safe space. And this was an actual intentional exercise to create in my mind and sort of encapsulate what a safe space for me would be, so that when we talk about the difficult things, I can just go to my safe space. It was a very interesting exercise. It's based on this idea or this theory or this approach called mindfulness-based stress reduction, and I'm still learning about it. So that's very interesting to me, to learn about these techniques and to be able to practice them with my psychologist, but then also on my own, which I have homework to do. So that's, I think, part of what I'm going to do today in the forest, is practice being in my safe space and going to my safe space quickly. And I think that what that entails is just, well, first of all, creating your safe space. So what we did was, I got comfortable in the chair in the room with my psychologist, and she just basically talked me through what my safe space would be, so that I could verbalize it and she would be witness to what that was for me. So she asked me to close my eyes and asked me questions like, what is the most safe space you've ever been? And it was hard for me. She said, where would you like to go? And it was hard for me initially. I had flashes of like dark and black, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna psychoanalyze that, but it was hard for me to find a safe space until I realized that I go to my safe space almost every day, which is here out in nature. Um, so I started talking about my safe space. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because that's for me, but I can tell you that it includes mountains, it includes a stream, it includes a campfire, and it includes myself. Um, and the safe space is for me. I didn't include anybody else because I wanted to be able to just be me, whether that, and I can be myself with my family, but I think that I just needed something just for me. So I created a safe space for myself, and we practiced going in and out of it and what I was doing there. Maybe I was, sitting by the campfire. I took my shoes off and I had a little tent, and it felt great. It felt comfortable. And it's imaginative, which is something I've never done before. And I think that it's so cool to have permission to be imaginative, to be weird, to be something that I've never done before. So it's a little bit goofy. I don't know if you guys do it. I'm not trying to make fun of it, but if you guys do it, that's amazing. And I'm kind of find it a little bit funny because I like it. And I'm giving my permission to like these things that I've never liked before. So I enjoyed creating that safe space with her in an environment that was directed and guided. And then my ability to go to that safe space, it's so accessible. And I don't know how I will use it in the future. I think that the next session, it's going to be hard because we did this in preparation to talk about the difficult things, and the difficult things that I'm going to talk about in the next session with her, which I will probably report here. I don't know. It depends on how strong I feel emotionally. I can't be raw. But we're going to talk about some of the childhood trauma that I experienced, and I am scared. I'm excited to talk about it because I know I need to talk about it, which goes back to the questionnaire, which is I cry a lot at certain things. So I'm excited to talk about those things in the sense that I hope it will be healing, and I hope I will get better. And my indicator will be how much do I cry when I talk about or think about the experiences that pop into my mind as a child. They're just so intrusive. It's like I don't want to think about those things, but it's like my body's telling me you have something to process, so do it. So I'm finding help to be able to do it in the right way. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the next session, and I'm very nervous. And I hope that I can share most of it with you here, but I have to see if I feel comfortable doing that. So the report and overall, it's been great. I think that step by step, going in the right direction in terms of healing, becoming a better partner, becoming a better mom, becoming a better friend, even though I'm withdrawing, I guess, which makes sense. But I think in the end, I will become a better friend. This idea of being trauma informed is very interesting to me. And I realize that there's a lot of people out there that are experiencing not just trauma, but difficult things. And one thing that is important to me is empathy and understanding, and I want to embody empathy and understanding in meaningful ways that just don't take it all in, but I know how to, I suppose, manage it. Anyways, that was a bit of a ramble, but yeah, so that was my second and third sessions, and and I think that it's going well. So I hope you guys are well, and we'll talk to you in the next one.